Welcome, Gemini. This is your October 1st to the 15th of 2020 overall energy reading for those dates. It is a general reading for the larger collective and is intended for informational purposes. The information may not resonate with every Gemini, and that's perfectly okay. Take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I've already shuffled the cards and requested the universe guidance, and the cards selected were ejected on their own during the shuffle. The 5 cards that were exited during the shuffle for this overall energy reading are lined up here. The first card here represents the overall energy of past influences that were significant within the last few months for you, Gemini. In some cases, the issues may have resolved, and others, they may be still lingering. The second card here represents the current overall energy for the present during this time frame. The third card here represents the overall energy for your future issues or energy issues that come up during this time frame. And the fourth card here represents the overall energy for any potential challenges that you may encounter during this time frame. And keep in mind that the challenges do not always infer to be negative. They are provided simply for awareness. And the fifth card here represents the overall outcomes for the energy during this time frame for you, Gemini. So, Peter dictates. His computer, he prefers it typing to particularly pen and paper. Okay. So here, Gemini, in the first card, we have, for your past influences, usually in the last months, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, you have the Queen of Swords here in your reversed position. Sorry, there's a glare there, folks. Get a little close up with that. Oops. There we go. Queen of Swords in your reverse position. Now, keep in mind, so what we have here, what I'm picking up here, Gemini, is that having the Queen of Swords in your past influences sort of indicates that many Geminis were allowing emotions to get the better use of your heart before your head. The major issue or energy that's picked up here for those Geminis was it had to do with emotional. You were emotionally involved in a particular issue, and it could have sort of distorted your perception of a situation that was at hand. In order to sort of change that sort of energy going in that direction, Gemini, you needed to use your head a little bit more in trying to understand what was happening, and you needed to sort of read signals more accurately that you were perceiving. In other words, it was important for you to take a more objective look at what was going on before you decided what you were going to do. So whatever the issue that the overall Gemini collective was dealing with, the reverse Queen of Swords here, it suggests that in your relationships during this time frame, you are most likely clouding your usually clear vision. You may have allowed others to dominate you and sort of place negative energies or influences on your ability to make such decisions. You know, Geminis, some of you may have hesitated to pursue plans because you didn't want to rock the boat, or perhaps I'm picking up that you may have, or you didn't want to disrupt your relationship with others. However, at the end of the day, you needed to be more hard-edged, confident, and assertive in order for you to be successful in this issue. A sharp analysis and objectivity and careful consideration were alternatives for you, but not necessarily were chosen. Keep in mind, Geminis, that at times the reverse Queen of Swords can come across a little bit cold-hearted, can be resentful, can sometimes even be bitchy, particularly if there's a devoid of any sort of emotion or compassion for others. This card here in your past influences represents a part of some Geminis or someone else that you were trying to deal with. Gemini, you may have been putting off others and losing sort of a support base, and perhaps you were isolating yourself or others were seeing you as narrow-minded and perhaps intolerant and even mean. Interesting. Now, in your present energy during this time frame, you have the Ace of Cups. Now, this is interesting for you, Gemini, because the Ace, having this energy in your close up here, having your energy here in the Ace of Cups in your present mode is about divine love, and it is showing compassion, and it's right now for many Geminis it's pouring through you. You're sort of seen as a vessel for sort of deep love. It's coming from the universe, and it's flowing through you right now. You receive love, you give love, and you are love, and the heart overflows. And this is what the Ace of Cups here is all about. It's suggesting here for Geminis that now is the time, if you haven't already, open your heart and to experience this sort of flow of positive emotion that's going through you right now. It's also indicating that for Gemini, you're more receptive to sort of creative opportunities. That includes loving connections and deep compassion for living things. Keep in mind that as all aces in all the suits in tarot, this particular ace comes as an invitation, and the question is, will you take it? Will you say yes? Will you say yes to divine love and compassion? And will you run with it is the question. The Ace of Cups here carries a potential for spiritual and emotional fulfillment for you, Gemini, but only if you embrace it with an open heart. I'm also picking up that, for many Geminis, as this card is coming up in your present overall energy, when you're open to creative expression, especially Gemini, when you're allowing your emotions to shine through anything that you do or any endeavor, it creates sort of an inspiration to start a new project, or it could be a new class or anything that you can engage in that sort of challenges you and sort of is fun for you. At this point, in your life, Gemini, you're comfortable with who you are, and you're happily able to express this part of yourself to others. By doing this, you're going to see a fresh potential in allowing that creative juices to flow even more. It's going to allow you to use your imagination and talent and for any sort of new possibilities. Gemini, the Ace of Cups here often represents a new relationship. It could be a friendship, it could be a new family connection, it could be perhaps a blossoming romance. Whatever it is, it's exciting, and you're feeling it. You're feeling those sort of fluttery feelings, and you're happy to have met someone with whom that you can share this sort of special connection, which is important. So Gemini, give yourself permission to open yourself to giving and receiving unconditional love, Um, and this, and you will notice in return you're going to get that affection is going to be returned effortlessly. Because right now, again, in your present state, you're in this sort of loving state of mind because of the Ace of Cups here. Um, you know, the water here flowing from this cup reflects sort of a flow of emotion, and of course here the Ace of Cups suggests that with enthusiasm, you and this other person that you meet, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, or whatever sort of connection that you're finding, the two of you are going to get fired up about yourselves and your lives, and possibly play off creative energy for each other. This moves us to our future state. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles, Gemini. So here, in your future state, I'm picking up here that Gemini, we know you're a hard worker, and you definitely are about creating abundance in your life. The Nine of Pentacles here in your future state of energy is basically saying for those Geminis that have been doing the planning such, you're going to enjoy your sort of fruits of labor. It's saying that pat yourself on the back for your independent efforts, your self-confidence and discipline, and many of you have sort of attained well-deserved success and created a stable foundation, particularly as it pertains to your material wealth and comfort. This card here is giving you an invitation to sort of sit back and relax and enjoy what you have achieved and the pleasures of good life, all within moderation, of course. But this could be from enjoying a little bit of your money, leisure time, fun, material comfort, and even rest. You deserve it, Gemini. I'm picking up here that because this is now in your future overall energy during this time period, the Nine of Pentacles is is sharing with you, don't be afraid to splurge, indulge, or pamper yourself. This is a reward for your hard work. It's saying here that it's important to take time for yourself and treat yourself to your own special occasion, even a personal gift to celebrate a journey here. It's a milestone. You've already achieved a lot for many Geminis, and what this is saying is, although you still have lots to do and more creative energy to explore, this is an opportunity, Gemini, to acknowledge your achievements and sort of re-energize yourself for your next creative project. The Nine of Pentacles, Gemini, also speaks to financial independence. You will notice here that the woman here, obviously on this card, looks like she's had a posh life in many ways. She's taking care of herself. She has fine property. You can tell, the sky's blue. She looks content. She has fruit and wine on the table, so she's doing well, and she's doing it independently. And keep in mind, in the tarot cards, when we say she, we're not referring necessarily to a specific gender. Um, um, but this nine is about being independent, whether you're male or female. While the suit of Pentacles typically focuses on wealth and gain, this particular card suggests that you're in harmony with your environment around you, and that it's important for you to continue to appreciate the beauty and abundance that's found in nature, and it's important for you to harness the sort of high vibe energy to continue to bring more pleasure to your life, Gemini. And this includes, even if you work indoors, but spend some time outside, gardening, taking walks, do anything sort of to pass the time, and sort of that saying of take time to smell the roses. Take time to smell the roses. Enjoy picnics, enjoy the walks in the park, and appreciate the surrounding beauty and the environment that you have, and show appreciation and gratitude, and it will come back to you. In the fourth card, we have our challenges, and here we have the Princess of Cups. Keep in mind that in other tarot cards, the Princess of Cups is typically titled the Page, and that's what it's the same meaning here. It is in the upright position, and we know that when there's the Princess of Cups or pages and other tarot cards, it's usually a messenger card here. So for challenges in this time period, having the Princess of Cups here in your challenges for this energy in this time period is about, I'm picking up, is really, Gemini, about a new idea or a new opportunity that maybe or is going to be coming to you out of the blue if it hasn't already. It's tying into sort of this creative flow of energy that was spoke about earlier in another card. And now the question for you, Gemini, is how are you going to express it? And how do you bring it forward? This card is basically saying, again, it's a message to you that it's going to be up to you to sort of explore what the idea is and how to move forward. The Princess of Cups is again that invitation for you to have that open and curious mind, and to be open to anything, including the unexpected. It's a curious mind, which Gemini you have, and it's going to encourage you to sort of discover new aspects of life in yourself. It's the key here is to be really open your mind to all possibilities, especially those creative and intuitive nature. And in return, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. This card here, Gemini, is basically saying, be ready to dream the impossible dream, and explore the wonders and magic to its fullest potential, even if it seems out of reach to you. The Princess of Cups here is a message asking you to embrace your inner child and believe that you can do anything is possible. As each prince or page in the tarot cards, are messengers. They're about exploring new facets of yourself. The Princess of Cups here is asking you to explore your creative and emotional self. And again, as mentioned in the card, it could be a new class, read a new book, express your feelings in a new way, learn something new. It's about exploring your dreamy aspirations that race through your mind, and sort of go with them. You may find yourself sort of moved by simple things. This card here, Gemini, is basically not necessarily a challenge, a negative. It's not a negative challenge. It's a positive challenge. It's basically saying, don't be afraid to let your feelings show and to wear your heart on your sleeve. When this card here appears for you, Gemini, it's intended. The message is also intended to call on trust and trust your intuition, and be open to sort of a multitude of intuitive messages that will come your way. It's about looking for synchronicities and signs from nature, and that will guide you on a path. And keep in mind that these may come from unexpected places. They may not even make sense to you when you first see them in your mind. But the key here is be open to all possibilities and be ready to discover the new aspects, particularly as it pertains to yourself. It's encouraging you to follow these intuitive breadcrumbs, where one clue leads to the next, leads to the next, and leads to the next, and before you know it, you found yourself in this full alignment, which will bring you happiness and bliss, and more importantly, by trusting your intuition and going with the flow, you will be successful. Gemini, in the practical sense, the Princess of Cups here also can indicate that for some Geminis, you're going to receive sort of that unexpected and pleasant surprise. The princes or pages here in tarot are known for, as I said, messenger cards. And with this Princess of Cups, it's some Geminis are going to receive a message that's going to be related to emotions and intuition and creative endeavors. And those possibilities could be birth of a baby from with yourself or someone could be an engagement or a marriage for yourself or someone it could be a new love interest for yourself or someone that it could be an offer of a new project. It is not a surprise, or it's really saying, don't be surprised, Gemini, for these sort of unexpected things, and you can anticipate them, and by anticipating them, you're going to be able to sort of receive them in full force when the moment comes, and embrace it. It's positive. And in our fifth card, in our overall energy for outcomes for this time period, you have the Seven of Wands here. So here for your outcomes, what symbolic here within this, particularly being in your outcome reading of this time period, is, and it is in the upright position. This is talking about success, and it's saying that it's giving you permission, Gemini, that you're still in a position and you're still being challenged. You may be challenged by others who want to take your place, because you've had sort of this success. This is basically sort of just asking you, Gemini, to be mindful that yes, you've worked hard and yes, you've earned it, but be prepared that some people, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's coworkers, some people are going to covet what you have and challenge you on it, and you may feel flattered that they're striving for success. However, you should be mindful and be prepared that in some cases it may be a tense and competitive environment, and it's going to call upon you to be able to protect what you've earned, and again, you may still have to prove yourself. Keep in mind, Gemini, that unfortunately it's a sad fact of life, but the more visible you become, and something that you attach your name to, and the bigger your audience gets, and the more word of mouth goes out, the more likely it is that you're going to have to grapple with this kind of pressure. Some people may see your success. Some people, well, some people are going to see your success and challenge your point of view, or want to take you down, and it's a sad fact of life. Gemini, when the Seven of Wands here appears in this in your outcomes reading, it's basically saying, being mindful that you may see an increase in those sort of haters, trolls, and people who disagree with you. Not a lot, but they may come more forward. And this card is asking you to be mindful to secure your territory, and your property and your ideas, and to fight what you stand for. In some cases, if it becomes extreme, which we hope not, but there are cases that it could become extreme, that you may have to engage a lawyer and a good support team to defend yourself from any sort of possible threat. And again, that's if it's a big issue, but sometimes it could just be small issues. The Seven of Wands here is appearing in your overall energy of your outcomes right now, to remind you and to encourage you to hold a contentious point of view, and to voice yourself. It might be asking you to sort of be ready to support your argument and back yourself up, and to stand confirm in your conviction of what you believe in and why, so that others don't topple you down. So that's important, and you will do well. And again, it's just sort of reminding you of that. Keep in mind, Gemini, that sometimes the threat of opposition can catch you by surprise, and when that happens, you're going to feel inadequately prepared for battle. It's just like this man here on the card. You can sort of see all those swords are sort of pointing at him in different directions, and he's trying to fight them off. And this is basically saying you don't want to have to scramble at the last minute to put everything in place. So this is basically saying the better you're prepared, and you have sort of all your ducks in the row, in case, the key is, in case someone wants to challenge you. The Seven of Wands encourage you to map out any potential threats or risks before or moving ahead with anything, and that way you have a worst case scenario plan when you're ready to go. And this is particularly in a place of business for you, but it could be if you're just doing a project at church, or a group, or a family, or something like that. Some people are just going to challenge you. The Seven of Wands here can also mean, for some, is about challenges. Yeah, it's about challenging the success of a creative project. Whether it's a small thing, or a business, or a volunteer thing, someone or something may get in the way, for you to be able to sort of pursue your goals and dreams. Keep in mind that while it appears to block your path forward, you can overcome this obstacle. Just use your strong confidence, your self-belief, and your self-improvement. Gemini, it's about Gemini, it's about holding your ground, take the stand, and defend your position at all costs. And it's going to require encouragement and persistence, but you have it, and you have the strength and determination to do it, Gemini. So don't be fearful of this. Just be aware it's an obstacle that that you can get through if you're prepared, and you'll come out ahead. So good news, but be prepared for challenges, and you'll do well. So Gemini, that is your overall energy reading for this time period of October 1 through the 15th of 2020. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to support this channel, thank you so much for watching this video, Gemini. If you would like to support this channel, the YouTube algorithms depend on your support by clicking on the big three. Click the like videos, click the subscribe to my channel, and click the notification button. I would definitely appreciate your support. Feel free to leave a comment if you felt any part of this reading was applicable to you. And for some Geminis, if a part of this or none of this didn't resonate with you, that is perfectly fine. The reading wasn't meant for you then at this time, and let it go, and it's perfectly okay. So again, thank you very much, Gemini, and we wish you the best, and we will see you in the last 2 weeks of October. Take care.